And first I want to start off just by naming our inspiration, or my inspiration for bringing the project to the collective. And the inspiration came from Professor Margaret Pierce, who's part of the citizen band Potawatomi Nation, and her map, They Would Not Take Me There. And in the map, she basically depicts this French colonizer's journal over, over her land, and visualizes that journal on the map in order to represent Indigenous peoples' refusal of colonization. But it's also a way of conveying feelings through the way that she formats the text. And so I was really curious to use a similar practice, but in order to open up a space for us to explore our relationships to diaspora and migration, and also to bring our relatives and loved ones into conversation with us in order for us to be able to have new perspectives on what it has meant to be migrants and settlers, and how we relate to former Soviet space. So this is the project as it currently exists. And essentially, I wanted to find ways to bring our relatives' words to light, and use the words to capture particular kinds of feelings. One of the reasons for this is that often, as many of the presenters have noted, the former Soviet Union is represented in a really homogenizing way, and either it's fixated all on trauma or it's all about communism and how great that is. So capturing up all of these different memories and dreams and stories is a way of trying to represent just the complexity and the multifacetedness of the space as it exists. So here are a few close-ups of the map. This map also represents just the diversity of spaces that we came from. Like, not all of us are from Moscow or from St. Petersburg. And many of our stories have passed, and many of our families have moved through different countries. And I want to also mention that the next iteration of our map, here I'll go back to this page, we will be adding our own commentaries on the words. So for example, like the Palestine and the Crimea portions are places where I can imagine us wanting to chime in and comment on our parents' narratives and our family members' narratives, and also to be able to respond and hold what our family members have said. Yeah, I should also mention that it hasn't been totally easy to interview family members, and this probably is a major kind of thing that confined our participation, because not all of us are in touch with our family members or want to have anything beyond limited contact with our family members. And so even as we're wary or conscious of the fact that other folks don't have family at all or don't have blood lineages, we kind of wanted to use this space to pry into that discomfort a little bit. But what I would like to introduce to you all next is actually wanted to open up the space a little bit for a sketch mapping workshop of your own. And this can be a way to, again, it doesn't have to do with any of your blood family or anyone but you, really.